Thank you, JCG, for the host. It is definitely true that all Scandinavians, Germans, English, and even the Russians originated from the same source. Not sure about that last one, though. Not sure about that last one.
They will greet you as heroes.
Thank you, Shekel. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'm nerfing Rakan again.
Surpass the frailty
Thank
of
you,
your
Rockzom.
form.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel with a tier 3. Wait, they're buffing Yasuo? Oh. Are you doing against KLED as JAX? Okay, so the thing you need to learn to do is not die. Oh, I took fleet footwork? Okay, brilliant. So what I'm gonna do here is not die.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I've done fleet footwork on JAX and it is not the shittiest thing.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So, okay, maybe I remove the windmill emote for a Swedish Poland ball with a musket. What about that? And anyone have any complaints about that one? That's pretty much the best idea I've gotten out of Twitch chat.
Minions have spawned.
Guys, we're not doing like modern Sweden jokes. I didn't do a bicycle for the Dutch. Thank you, Destry, and then a bunch of numbers. I didn't do a bicycle for the Dutch, and I'm not gonna do IKEA for the Swedes. We're looking, guys, it's a game about 1444 to 1820. There was no IKEA at that time. Swedes at that point, okay, would have been known for like genociding the Polish, invading Russia, dying in winter in Russia, killing Germans, protecting the Protestant princes.
It's on.
I feel like people don't know what to do when I go fleet footwork. I just keep healing, and they're like, he keeps healing. I don't know what to do. He won't stop. He won't stop healing.
Bring it on. Surprise! I'm back. Ready for battle.
Man, isn't it amazing when your jungler counter ganks when the opposing team is trying way too hard to gank you? You know what I think they should honestly do? I feel like Fleet Footwork, A, should have its healing ratio for ranged champions increased back to 30%. B, should give you like 20% slow resist for the duration. I feel like that would be fair, actually, because they reduced it from 30% movement speed to 20%. Give it a little bit of slow resist. You know? Well, I mean, here's the thing. When you think Sweden, early modern era Sweden, you're thinking things like this. When I think early modern era Sweden, like that's what I'm thinking.
Surprise! I'm back.
An enemy has been slain.
How do people not see that coming? Like, I don't understand. You know exactly what I'm doing, and yet you still fall for it. You're like, he's going to kill me. Or will he? Oh, he did.
Ready for battle.
So basically, Sweden is the new France. No?
Bring it on.
I would say early modern era Sweden is characterized by being the first to adopt real tactics using muskets, then kind of beating the shit on everyone around them who didn't really like comprehend, hey guys, warfare has changed, everyone has guns now. Then slowly everyone around them figured out how to use guns. Sweden invaded Russia, died in the winter, and then was like, LOL, GG, FF at 20.
An ally has been slain.
No, the Spanish figured out how to use pikes in front of guns so that they could shoot their guns while under the safety of pikes. Swedes figured out, take our guns, run up and shoot people in the face with those guns, and now they're dead because we shot them with guns.
Surprise! I'm back. It's on. Bring it on.
You have to remember, this Swedish tactic was actually to take their guns and run up to people, then shoot them. Everyone else would shoot their shots like at long range, under the cover of pikes and stuff, and the Swedes would literally just walk up and then shoot them.
An ally has been slain. Shut down. An ally has been slain. Killing spree.
Let's put this into a way you guys can understand. Imagine Graves' reload was like 30 seconds. Okay? And the opposing Graves shot both their shots at long range, then started to reload, and you just ran into melee range and unloaded both your shots and did like double the damage. That's what Sweden figured out. That their casualties that they got, the casualties they got by running into that range were less than the casualties they inflicted by then shooting at the shorter range.
An ally has been slain. Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
How come the shootings that happen in Chicago don't happen in Republican cities? Well, that's a bit of a misnomer. What the fuck is a Republican city? I've never heard of a Republican city. Now, I've heard of Republican farms, but a whole city of Republicans?
Rampage.
Ready for battle.
That was pretty good.
Let me at 'em. Surpass the
Thank you, Zor. And that's true too, what that guy just said in chat. The early modern era is also characterized by people starting to shoot infantry with artillery, rather than just use artillery and static emplacements to shoot at each other to break down walls. Napoleon is notable for being like, let's shoot everything with artillery. And his opponents being like, wait, fuck, he's shooting everything with artillery. How do we fight back against that? Fucking artillery meta is bullshit.
It's on.
Oh, I know exactly, Roxanne. It's called
Let me at 'em.
it's called basically using statistics improperly, where what you do is you pull out a statistic that to your average idiot sounds right, but in reality is just blatantly biased. Things like, how come Republican cities don't have high rates of crime? Because there's no Republican cities.
An enemy has been slain.
Now it's my turn.
Oh, that sucks.
You have been slain.
Yeah, but liberal cities are dumps, LMAO. Really? Doesn't the majority of wealth in the United States come from quote-unquote liberal cities? I mean, I'm asking the question, even though I know it's true, so it's more rhetorical. It's more of like, hey, do you realize that liberal cities pay for the United States? So let me ask you, do you realize that liberal cities pay for the United States? You're basically living in the basement of liberal cities, complaining that they won't let you up out of the basement, but they won't let you up out of the basement because you're a racist amphetamine user. And they don't want you interacting with their kids.
Me at 'em.
When you actually start learning the dynamics of the United States, you start to realize that Republicans are actually, unironically, just a bunch of racist, whiny basement dwellers who are living on the prosperity of liberals while complaining about liberals. Which makes everything make more sense. If California was an independent country, it would be the 6th largest economy in the world. Really makes me think. If Alabama was an independent country, it would be about on par with like an African warlord. Both in quality of life and income. Do I fight this out? Oh, well, okay. Do you guys realize that the quality of life in southern states is actually like super fucking deplorable? Yes, the city you're from is pretty nice, isn't it? We already talked about cities though, haven't we?
Your team has destroyed the turret.
Let me at him.
Texas is weird in that it's a southern state, technically, but not really. Culturally, it's pretty close to them, kind of, but not really.
Surprise! I'm back. Bring it on.
Guys, you realize these are just facts, right? Like, the United States government tries to cover it up. In fact, they recently just got in trouble for covering it up, like last week. But the quality of life in the South is actually just fucking terrible.
Surprise! I'm back.
Just awful. You guys are like, oh, but what about Chicago? Compared to the South, Chicago's like a fucking winter wonderland. I don't think you guys truly comprehend how far back the South is. It doesn't matter that you think that it's nice. When you look at things like quality of life, when you look at things like income, when you look at things like dental care,
Surpass the frailty of your form.
You have been slain.
North Dakota is a higher GDP per capita than California, buddy. North Dakota has a population of 755,000. No, not even 1 million. There's more people in suburbs of Chicago than there are in all of North Dakota. One suburb of Chicago.
It's on. Bring it on.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with like these statistics that aren't exactly lies. They're not technically lies. It's not a lie to say North Dakota has more GDP than California. It's not technically a lie. But then when you realize North Dakota is basically an empty wasteland, it starts to make a little bit more sense. Oh, fuck me. Oh, we got him anyway. Ever what the Nami is saying? Probably not. What? What has the Nami been saying?
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Okay.